Channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I created this masterpiece, this artwork, and I'll also be walking you through how to create them yourself. The picture will be given to you guys to practice with alongside the files I use. Both the overlay, the PNGs will be given to you guys to download via my Telegram group. So just click on the link down in the video description to direct you straight to my Telegram for you to download the picture and the raw files there. And if this is your first time visiting, don't forget to drop a like and also drop a comment if you have any question. Someone out there might be in need of this video. The first thing we need to do right now is to do our basic adjustment settings, which is the highlight, the shadow, which I've done in camera raw already. Next thing I just need to do is to open my picture in Photoshop and wait for it to load up. So I know the first thing that will come to your mind is for me to retouch the picture, but I won't be doing that right now because I don't retouch my picture in Photoshop again. So once I'm done with the editing, I will straight over to Evoto to do the editing there, to do the retouching there, just to save me a lot of time. And if I want to batch edit also. So first thing I need to do right now is to do what? Is to crop my picture into the size I want. As you all know, my default size is 4 by 5 into bracket 8 by 10. So the reason why I do choose that is because I post on Instagram a lot and I don't like it when Instagram resizes my picture for me. So you can actually adapt to this style also again, or you can use whatever size you want. So assuming you want to crop your picture for frame, probably you have a particular size you want to use for frame, so you can crop it to the size you want. But for me, I'll go to my crop tool. As you can see, I already have my 4 by 5 into bracket 8 by 10. Switch it to portrait and I'm going to expand my picture till I see fit. I'll expand it till I see fit, till I see what I want. So I think I actually like it around this way. I'm going to click my enter key. That being said, right now, the next thing I need to do is just to duplicate my subject, my background layer. Then I'm going to name this, I'll name this my subject. So FCBJECT. Then the next thing I'll do is to crop out my subject from the background. To do that, I'll just pick my quick selection tool. Under quick selection, I'm going to click on select subject. And I'll sit back and wait for the system to do the what to crop out my picture for me. If you watch the video to this point in time, that means you're loving my tutorial. So the only thing you can do to support me right now is just to click on the subscribe button and also drop a like. And if you also have a question, you can also drop a comment. You subscribing, you liking my video is going to make YouTube recommend my videos to others, and that's going to encourage me to create more videos like this for you guys to learn from. And note, I will also be dropping so many files that you guys can download for free. Files you need to be getting for premium. Each like counts, each subscription counts. Did just that. But as for me, I would like to verify very well whether it actually crop it out for me very perfect, or I still have to do some adjustment myself. So I will check it out. As you can see, I'm seeing some errors there also. So I'll pick my polygonal lasso tool and I'll do what? Change it to subtraction, and I'll do the selection myself to remove that. Though we will not be needing all these details, but I love my pictures down to the detail. I don't like to make any error or any what should I call it? I don't like to make any errors in my picture. That's what I have to say. So now our selection is this perfect now. Next thing I need to do is just to right click on it. I'll go to feather. Under feather, I'll use what? I'll use 3.0 as my feather. Then I'm going to click on OK. The next thing I just need to do, I just need to click on the max icon, which is right over here. So I'm to turn off my background layer and I'm to turn it on back right now. As you can see, we have our subject on a different layer. The next thing, let's turn back our background layer now. So we'll go back to the background layer again, duplicate it once more. Then the next thing we do, hold down our control key. If you're using a MacBook, your command key, click on the mark you just created for your subject to bring back the selection for you. Next thing we need to do right now is just to go to what? We go to select, under select, to scroll down to where there is modify. Under modify, we go to expand. So I'll be expanding by 8 pixels. The reason why I expand is I will show you why I expand right now. Click on OK. So I want to fill this area up with the initial background color. If I don't expand right now, it's going to actually do what? It won't be able to dictate that this is an outfit and it's going to add it to the background. So I gave it a little bit of space so that I can fill all this area up with the initial background color. So next thing I need to do right now is to add these areas to the selection because that's the area I want to fill up with the initial background color. So I'll go to my rectangle marquee tool. I'll make sure I'm selecting addition. I'm going to scroll from the top first. I'll scroll from the right, from the left. I'm still on the left. I'm going to add this stand to it, and I'm going to do same thing from the bottom also again. Next thing I just need to do is just to right click on it. I'll go to what? I'll go to fill. Under fill, I'll do what? I'll click on content away and I'm going to click on OK. I just have to wait for it to load up and fill those areas up for me. Boom, look at what it did for us. Though it's not all that perfect, but it actually filled the area up for us the way we want it to. So you can just do your basic adjustment yourself. But we don't need this background, but this is just an habit for me. So in case I don't want to use the concept I want again, I just want to go with something else, I can know where to start from. So what I want to create right now is a Lady Justice. So I already have the PNGs I want in mind, and I did the download already. And I also downloaded the background that I want to use for my picture also. So the first thing I need to do is to bring the first object I want. Though this is not the way she's supposed to be holding her hand, but try to figure something out with it. I just have to go to my file manager. I'll go to my download. Then I'll pick a sword out because I have a sword downloaded on my file. So this is the sword over here. I'm going to drag it down to my Photoshop. As you can see right now. Then I'll adjust it. I'll adjust the size. Then I'm going to rotate it. I'll rotate it and do it. And I'll drag it to where I want it to be. So I can reduce the size also again till it gives me what I want. I'll click on OK. So next thing I'll do, I'll zoom in very well. And I'll make sure I drag it to the top of my subject. Pick my pick tool, you can click on V, and I'm going to adjust the sword to where I want it to be. So I want the sword to be around this way, but it's not actually doing as if the sword is in our hand. So to make it very, very obvious, we have to clean some certain area of the sword right now. What I'll just do right now, I'm going to reduce the opacity of the sword. I'll reduce the opacity very well. Then I'm going to do what? I'm going to select, let me still reduce the opacity so I can see the hand very well. I'm going to select the area that I want the hand to delete from the sword. So I'll pick my polygonal axis tool. And I'm going to select it like this. So these are the area, so that it will seem as if she's holding it herself. So you can see right now, all I just need to do is to increase the opacity back to 100. Then I'll do what? Control Shift and I to invert the selection, then I'm going to max it. Can you see right now? So it seems as if she's actually holding the sword, though it's not that perfect, but it gave us the feel as if she's holding the sword, giving us a realistic vibe for it. So next thing I'll do is to bring the scale, the double scale. I'll still go back to my file manager again. And I'll do what? I'll drag this into Photoshop. Wait for it to load up, and I'm going to reduce the size like this. Click on Enter key. This one I'm going to put it below her, so that it's going to seem as if it's between her hands. As you can see right now. So adjust it to where I want it to be. It's going to be around this way. Let me increase the size a little bit. Control T for frame transform. So just take your time with this and see if you can get something nice out of it. But I don't like this one at the middle because it's supposed to be sitting, not standing. It's supposed to be in a hand, not sitting on the table. So this is meant for if you want to place it on the table right now. So I'll just rasterize it first. Right click on it. I'm going to click on what? Rasterize layer. I'll pick my polygonal axis tool and I'm going to delete that area up. I'm going to crop that area up like this. And I'm going to do what? Hit the delete key. Control D to deselect right now. Can you see right now? The scale is looking the way I want it to be. Next thing we just need to do right now is to bring in the other backgrounds and stuff. So for me to do that right now, just have to go to my file manager back again. So I have a file in mind which I already downloaded, which is this over here. Just have to drag it down to my Photoshop. I'm going to expand it till I see fit. I'm going to expand it till I see fit. I want it around this way. I want it around this way. But it's actually covering my my scale. So I'm going to drag it below the scale right now. Next thing I'll just need to do, I'll go to filter, under filter, I'll go to blur, and I'm going to click on what? I'll click on Gaussian blur. Under Gaussian blur, I'm going to use the radius I want to use. I think around 56 is okay. You guys might be thinking, how am I going to create the shadow? Trust me, we are not creating any shadow here. We are going to improvise when it comes to the shadow. So I'll go back to my file manager again, and I'll look for my smoke or my fog. So I'm going to drag the fog down into Photoshop. I'm going to expand it till I see fit. I'm going to expand it very well, expand it very well, like this. I'm going to click on OK. But right now it's actually below my subject layer, so I'm going to drag it above it, like this. And I'll change the blend mode from normal, I'll change it to screen, for it to delete all the blackish things we have in our picture. Now, do you see our picture is looking very, very nice already? You can just export your picture this way, then you're good to go. But in the initial picture, there was a rock at the back. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to place that rock there also again to give you the feel as if she's standing on the beach. So it's going to make it very, very real. So I'm going to click the layer directly below her. Then I'll go back to my file manager again. Then I'm going to go to where the file is located. Go to where the PNG file is located. I think it should be around here. Okay, here's the rock over here. So I'm going to drag it down. Can you see? I'm going to increase the size and I'm going to drag it to where I want it to be and how I want it to be showing, like this. I'll click on my OK. But the rock is a little bit too light for my liking, so Ctrl M on it, and I'm going to bring the curve down a little bit. Ctrl T for free transform, and I'm going to adjust it to wherever I want it to be. Can you see? Let me reduce the size a little, like this. And boom, I've actually created this masterpiece. But there are two things that is already missing out. One is the light ray, number two, the light on the sword. So let's go back to our file manager again. And don't worry, all these files will be given to you guys to download for free. You don't need to pay a dime for it. I'll give you guys this file to download for free. So here's the first light ray. I'm going to drag into Photoshop. You guys might be thinking it came with a black background just like the first one, but don't worry. If you have to change it to screen, it's going to do what? Remove the black for you. I'll click on OK, and I'm going to drag it above my subject layer, above every other thing. Then I'm going to change it from normal, still change it down to screen. Can you see right now? Look at how nice the light ray is right now. Very, very easy and straightforward. Next thing we can do right now is to add a light on the sword. We're still going to use the same techniques we used earlier on. Pick the file we want to make use of. Let's see, where's our file over here? This one over here. I'll do what? I'll drag it down to Photoshop. But this one actually came with a watermark. It came with a logo at the bottom. So I'm pick my rectangle marker tool. I'm going to crop it out. Ctrl J on it. So the one I brought before, I'll delete it. This one right now, I'll change it from normal. I'll change it to what? Screen again. Where's my screen? Then I'll to Ctrl T on it, and I'm going to drag it to the tip of the sword like this. Can you see how nice our picture is right now? You can just color grade your picture this way and you export it, then you are good to go. Then, once I'm done with that, all I just need to do is to head over to Evoto and do the retouching. So, if this is the first time hearing about Evoto, Evoto is an AI editing software you can use in editing your picture, retouching, color grading, but you can't manipulate there. But trust me, when it comes to those aspects, they are good at what they do. So, if you want to learn more about it, kindly watch some other videos on my YouTube channel that are going to teach you how to make use, how to do that from A to Z. Can you see? That's why I actually retouched the picture this way, and I did add some color grading to it also. Very, very simple and straightforward. That's why I also smoothen these fabrics. So here's what the fabrics look like before, and here is what it is right now. So if I want to learn the full details on how I do that and my other retouching, that's where I retouch this picture to this extent. From this to this, also the color grading. So if this video helped one way or another, don't forget to drop a like. Someone out there might be in need of this video. See you guys on my next video. Reflex out.